brown cow now. For the gee, for the guy, for the gore. Just hit record.
It's going.
No, like the record button over there.
It's been going.
All right, what's happening, folks? Oh, quick ties. This is the quick tie for the Conehead Bunny Leech. If you stick around to the end, I'm going to have a really cool tip for you on fishing the Conehead Bunny Leech. And you can't fast forward because it won't be there. You just have to go through this entire process of the quick tie to sit with me and learn how to tie this Conehead Bunny Leech. So I'm Dana Ladder with Fly Fishing Bow River Outfitters and Thursday Night Live Fly Tying. And this is a quick tie. I've said that 12 times. So you might want to write this down, how many times I say quick tie. Also want to thank Rocky Mountain Fly Shop, one of the best fly shops this side of the Poconos. And it is www.rockymountainflyshop.net. N-E-T, like fishing net. So that's how you're going to remember that. And anything over $99, it ships for free in Canada and the USA, even to the folks on the other side of the Poconos. Go over there, head out to the website, .net, and make sure you buy something over $99, and then you don't have to pay for shipping. So it's essentially like you get something for free. So they help us make this happen, so we appreciate that. And what am I doing? Well, I'm going to tie some flies. If you want the recipe, you can head over to our website, www.flyfishingbower.com/TNLS5. That'll pop up right there. Also, if you head over there, you can make your life simpler by getting one of these material kits. And these material kits come in two different ways. The first way is this Thursday Night Live kit, season 5. So we've done 17 episodes, 34 patterns. All of the materials are in there, enough to tie 5 for each fly. So you're just gonna do what we do tonight. We're just gonna walk you through. You can go to the fly shop and buy all these materials, or you can just get one of these kits. You can also head over to Rocky Mountain Fly Shop, and these single material kits are available for just this. So you just want this fly, you go over there, you buy it, you open it up, you're gonna have all this material in here. There's not a lot of material on this fly, but it's gonna be enough that you can tie this Conehead Bunny Leech up to 5 times. You're also gonna get this fly fully tied. So hey, if you suck like me, well, guess what? You're gonna still have one of them that's gonna be fishable. Remember, there's a tip at the end of this that you can't get to by fast forward. I'm gonna tell you why and how I would fish this fly. So, make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you comment and let us know. The Quick Tie Squad. Hey, Dana, you can say whatever you want. I just want to know that you're here. Hit the bell notification because it lets you know whenever we go live or we post a new video. Man, season 5 is coming to an end. That's a fact. So, but we'll cry about that later. Let's head on over to the vise and get started on this Conehead Bunny Leech. All right, there it is, and that's a wrap. So what I would do is fish this under an indicator. That's it. That's all I got for you guys. That's a joke. That's how I wanted it to go. But Tim wouldn't let me. He said, I'm going to need you to actually tell people how to tie this. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to use like a 2X long streamer hook, but we're also going to have a gold cone, a small one, and you got to put that on before you put this hook in the vise. So that's just kind of like, I don't know if you could see, you probably can't even see. If I could show you. You're just going to scoop it forward like that, and just make sure that your cone is obviously the big side of it is going backwards, because there is a right and a wrong way. All right, so I'm going to leave that a little tilted because it drives Tim's nuts. Well, we are role reversing today, so speaking of which. All right, we're going to keep this one PG. So remember, folks, in your kit, you've got these hooks, you've got the cones, and you've also got this lead wire. What size of lead wire do you use? Well, that's up to you, depending how heavy of water you fish and how deep you want that fly to go. So you're going to take this lead wire, and we're just going to wrap kind of the front of the hook, push it into the cone. Hopefully that kind of stabilizes that cone because it's a little unbalanced right now. So let's go about a third to halfway down the hook. And let's just start wrapping all the way forward. Again, subjectively, however much lead that you want to put on there is up to you. So this is going to push forward. I'm not going to go all the way into the cone without pushing it forward because I won't be able to go in there and cut it off. 2 ways to get rid of it. You can helicopter, which I never have luck with that. So I'm just going to go in here and grab a pair of Dana scissors, which essentially were known as your buddy scissors because they're dull. And they weren't dull to start with, but they became dull because you used them to cut all your lead. So we got a little bit of a tag at the end, but let's just wrap that back. And then cut it off. You can buy these Dana scissors at Rocky Mountain Fly Shop. Head over there and you buy enough of them, they'll ship for free. So yeah, the idea here is to kind of get this cone sort of balanced. We did show a trick on the EP Tarantula Woolly Bugger of how you could drop some resin in there and cure it, and then that would kind of hold it up. If you use bigger lead, it might stay a little more centered. Okay, so that's gonna be like that, and then we're gonna go over and we're gonna grab our thread. I believe I'm using like a UTC 140, brown, black, olive, something like that, something a little stronger. Or you can use some nano silk, which would be best, but I can't find it. So we're gonna just start behind this lead, but what we are gonna do is we're gonna make wraps and we're gonna come all the way back up through this lead so this lead isn't moving on us. And we're gonna come back here and really get that buried well. Remember also you can cut your thread with that lead. And now that I got that secured tight, I can kind of go back there and straighten out that hook a little better. It's still gonna be a bit of a pain in the butt because it's never gonna just perfectly, at least for me it won't. All right, something like that. Yeah, and then let's just kind of wrap all the way back. We're gonna go all the way back to kind of like, you know, where you see that barb, and then we're gonna pause. Because that is where you are going to tie in your next material, which is gonna be the tail of this leech, which is going to be this rabbit for the strip, this Conehead Bunny Leech, because it is made from the Easter Bunny. Okay, so we got a bunch of these Zonker strips in your kit. They're gonna come in olive because that's the color that we're gonna tie it in. And so we want to kind of cut. There's kind of three ways you can do this fly. This might be one of the easier ways, and I'll kind of explain the other two ways. But the first thing we're gonna do is just kind of measure out our hook length, and then we're gonna go in and we're gonna cut this off. The other way, which you could do, is you could just tie this in here, and then you could palmer that Zonker strip all the way forward, so you don't have to kind of do two tie-in points. Pros and cons to that are quite simply what I'll show you, because we're gonna have to tie in twice, so there's a con. But a pro is that when you do tie this one in, it tends to not wrap all the way. I'll show you. So we get this nice and secure, right? And this is independent now. If you didn't do it independent, you just tied this in and you started palmering that Zonker forward, it can twist because it's all part of the same thing. It can twist the tail of that leech. All right. So let's get this tied in, kind of ramp that down so there's no bump there, because that is going to be where we tie this in, this next piece. Come back right to here where the thread was. Make sure that's kind of upright on your hook. How's it look for you guys? Right? You'd buy it off me. Okay, so now all we're gonna do is we're gonna tie this in. Okay, and then we're just gonna palmer this forward. So if you want, you could cut some of this fur off, which I'm gonna do. So I just have basically the pelt part of it. Just kind of takes a little bit of bulk out. This is why this way has a bit of a disadvantage, because you are going to create some bulk here at the tie-in point, right? Because you got 2 pieces of pelt here. Make sure that's nice and secure. We're just going to kind of ramp that thread down just a little bit. And then we're going to come all the way forward, because that's going to be the end of this pattern. It's kind of in here. Throw in a bit of a half hitch. We're going to bring our thread out of the way. So now basically what you need to do is just palmer this all the way to the front of the fly. And so remember, every time that you come forward with a touching wrap, we're just going to take that fur and we're going to pull it back. Wrap. Pull it back. Another way you could tie this fly, I'm just going to keep wrapping, pulling the hair back, is you can cut this fur off of this piece of leather and you can put it in a dubbing loop. But I mean, it's kind of the same thing, right? Maybe you get a little more flow out of it that way. I have tied this fly twice before. And basically, I mean, you can spin your vise if you want to. We don't want to over bulk. How's it look on your side? Just like it should. Once we get it up into the cone here, we're going to give it one more. We may not get one more wrap out of there. Yeah, we will. I kind of want to cover that up. Okay, and I'm going to zip, bring my bobbin back. And then trying to find my way through here, because we don't want to trap down a lot of the materials that are a part of the fly, but we do want to get in there at the head so that we can make this fly nice and secure. And then we can go ahead, wrap this a little tighter. Okay, probably cut this out now before it falls apart. To be determined. And then you can just see how I just grabbed, well, you probably can't because I did it on this side, but we just kind of collected the pelt part of that. Kept it all together. Yeah, we don't have to make that too messy. Whip finish. All right. Where's the whip finisher? It's probably in the other room. It's a cool trick Tim plays on me.
On your caddy.
All right.
At the back.
Oh, there it is. Fancy that. It was just where it was supposed to be. All right, so let's head over here. You know, do a 2 or 3 whip finish. So we always use UV resin on this show. But we've also talked about Sally Hansen, because there's sometimes spots like this that you can't really get in there to cure it, right, with the resin, because it's inside and the light doesn't really work. So whip finish, we're just going to cut this off. This fly is almost finished. What I'm going to try to do is carefully get some Sally Hansen just kind of inside there, and then that can just secure everything. So, wow, it smells. Remember we talked about how good this stuff smells? So I'm just kind of trying to touch in there to get it to just absorb. But what you don't want is that entire front of the fly going super hard. Yeah, you just get some glue in there, and that stuff isn't going to dry instantly, but it will dry over time, and it's really going to Yeah. Anyway, so I was going to give you a tip about how to fish this, and I already told you it's under an indicator. Let me know in the comments if you have ever tied the Conehead Bunny Leech and fished it under an indicator. Basically, again, almost one material, a hook and a gold cone, maybe some lead, but simple. Two simple flies in episode 17, and this one here is the Conehead Bunny Leech. So once again, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Drop a comment, like, subscribe, do all those things that help us grow our YouTube channel. Reach out to Rocky Mountain Fly Shop, place an order at rockymountainflyshop.net. Go buy the single material kits and learn to tie this fly with us. You can rewatch this as many times as you want. Share it with your friends, your mom, your grandma, whoever would enjoy this video the most. Until next time, next year and the last episode, I won't see you guys for a long time, sort of. But yeah, Dana Lattery, Fly Fishing Board of Outfitters, and be someone's reason to smile.